It's good to brew, baby. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Missy with Hometown Commander. Welcome back to another episode in my 10 card upgrade series. Today we're looking at the Scrappy Survivors Precon from Fallout. We're just doing 11 cards today. I couldn't for the life of me get that 11 down to 10. But we're going to go through the 11 cards I think you should upgrade your Scrappy Survivors Precon with. I'm going to tell you why for each card, and we'll give you some price estimations at the end. Getting into our 11 cards, first up we have Ardent Intrepid Archaeologist, a legendary creature that allows us at the beginning of combat to attach any number of auras or equipment from our deck or out in our battlefield to target permanent or player. In a deck where we're going to be slamming a bunch of these down and probably having them mixed up between certain creatures, what I like about Ardent is kind of getting the right ones on the right creature at the start of combat, whether it's souping them all up and getting them ready to go, or moving one to where we need to in order for the math to work out for certain attacks. I think this is an important ability, and a 3-mana 2/2 body for that isn't bad. Blackblade Reforged is a pretty classic equipment in its own right. +1/+1 for each land we control. 3 to put it on a legendary creature, 7 to put it on anything. It's just going to buff the right creature up at the right time, and again, with some of the cheating type abilities you could eventually upgrade this deck for, you can get this to equip pretty quickly. One of the cards that I think fits really well in the deck that I want to add is Chishiro the Shattered Blade. This is a 4-mana Snake Samurai 4/4. It says whenever an aura equipment comes in under our control, we make a 2/2 spirit. And then at the beginning of our end step, we put a counter, +1/+1 counter on each modified creature control equipment, auras, or counters. This is going to be really helpful because it's just going to start buffing all of our creatures that are equipped and making sure they get harder and harder, hit harder and harder as the turn goes on. Danathan New Benali's Light is a 3-mana 2/2 human with Vigilance, Trample, and Lifelink. Says once during each of our turns, we can cast an aura equipment back from our graveyard. I think this is important because as the game goes on, we're going to lose those auras or those equipments to different, removal and other things. Especially the auras, right, which are going to automatically go to the graveyard when that creature dies. I like Danathan to start bringing them back. Halvar is a pretty great card in its own right. We mainly care about the front side, giving all of our creatures that are enchanted or equipped double strike. And at the beginning of each combat, we can attach a target or equipment attached to a creature we control to another creature. Again, more of these effects to allow us to move them around and get them other things we really need. Hammer is an example of a very popular equipment we want to add to the deck to help us hit harder. The deck already has things like Locks on Warhammer in it and Behemoth Sledge. But we want to add some more increases to our deck here. Hammer is on giving +2/+0 and indestructible. But this one, whenever it comes in, we can attach it right away, not having to pay that 4 mana. And this is going to help either Dogmeat if we want to go towards the Voltron route, or other creatures if we want to spread it across the board, be harder take care of. Hexplate Wallbreaker is an equipment that gives a creature +2/+2. It comes in with a little rebel token body if we want to keep it there. But whenever the equipped creature attacks, if it's the first time they attack that turn, we get an extra combat. This is pretty great in conjunction with those abilities like Ardent and Halvar, allowing us to continue to move the equipment around if we need to. But again, more damage and more combats leads to more, of course, life loss for opponents and a potentially quicker win on some board states, whether it be with that commander damage or just spreading the love around. Kellen in the deck pretty much satisfies 2 roles. The first, its adventure side, kind of as a copy of Open the Armory, allowing us to get any or aura equipment from our deck and put it into our hand. And then on his regular body, a double strike 2/2. It gives all other creatures +1/+0 for each aura equipment attached to it. It means not only can Kellen get big, but everything else can get big as well. Michiko's Reign of Truth is a 2-mana saga. On the first 2 chapters, we get +1/+1 on target creature for each artifact or enchantment we control. Hopefully we have a board state that has a lot of them, buffing up that creature on the turn. And in the 3rd chapter, it turns over to a 0/0 that gets that top ability, +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment control, meaning that we have another threat that's going to be big and threaten our opponents for damage. Then our last 2 cards, Nettle Cyst, giving a equipped creature +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment we control. It comes in with the token, but we can always move it around to something else, give them that buff ability, and all we need is 1 trample enabling aura or enchantment, or equipment, and that creature is going to start hitting hard to our opponents. And then Trailblazer's Boots Given Equip Creature non-basic land walk, it's going to be very hard to find a commander deck that isn't running a non-basic land at this point, meaning that should basically give a creature unblockability. Great to put on Dogmeat if we want to go for the Voltron route. Otherwise, put it on one of these creatures that has these Nettle Cyst, or like an All That Glitters that's already in the Precon type effect to buff it up really big and get it in completely unblocked for big, big damage. These are the 11 cards we are taking out of the deck for my upgrades. You're more than welcome to take a look at these, see if you want to keep them in and take anything out of the deck, but this is what I would cut for these 11 cards to push our deck a little bit further. And as far as the cost goes, as of today, me recording this video, to add these 11 cards, TCG Player has it at about $30, and Card Kingdom that has it at about $32. So about a $30 upgrade to take our deck, add a little bit more power, and push it forward. Let me know, what would you upgrade your Scrappy Survivors Precon with? What are you looking to upgrade it with? What do you think of my picks? I'd love to talk to you guys in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys next time.